What is going on, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I want to talk about how much it costs to be a real estate agent. Now, to be a real estate agent, we all know that it costs some startup money. You have courses to take, you have tests to take, and everybody asks me how much it costs, how much they should have saved up before they get into real estate. And today I wanted to talk about how much I think you should have saved up and how much I personally spent my first year in real estate. Now, the very first thing that you have to get out of the way in order to get your real estate license is you have to take pre-licensing courses. Now, I took my pre-licensing courses on a place called Calibri Real Estate, which used to be previously known as Real Estate Express. It's the exact same thing. Now, the course that I took, it has different packages. The package that I took is called Exam Prep, and it kind of helps you practice for the test. They give you like 10 practice tests, there's flashcards, there's a lot of extra tools on top of just that 160 hours that you have to get done for Colorado. Now, as of today, of November 10th of 2022, exam prep on Calibri Real Estate is $344, and that is going to be our very first expense in order to get into real estate. Now, right after you finish your pre-licensing, you're going to want to take the test. Now, in the US, you have to pass two different tests. You have to pass the federal test, and you have to pass your state test, depending on where you live. Now, each test is only $50 each, so if you pass them both your first try, you're only going to spend $100, and that's really simple, really easy. You're not going to pass it your first try. I would love to tell everyone they're going to pass it on their first try, but I honestly have not met a single person that has passed both tests their first try, and that's a good thing because I do not want you to feel bad if you fail the test. I took 3 tries to pass the state test and 1 try for the federal test, and so for me personally, it took me a total of $200 to take the state and federal test. It kind of varies from person to person, but expect to pay a little bit more if you're going to fail the test. Um, Hopefully, you just pass it right away. Oh my gosh. Hopefully, you just pass it right away and you're good to go. Now, right after you pass the real estate test, you're riding high, you're feeling good, you're going to have to pay for fingerprinting and a background check. Now, this is really easy. They're just going to check your previous criminal history. If you don't have any, don't worry. Even if you do, I think it's really lenient depending on what your charges are. And it only costed me $50 to get that done. You kind of go into a testing site, you get a fingerprint scanned. Really easy. It takes about 24 hours to get back to you. $50, nice, simple, easy. Now, the next fee that I had to pay is the brokerage sign up fee. So, after you finish fingerprinting, you've passed the test and everything, when you sign on to a brokerage, most brokerages have a sign up fee. And the reason they have a sign up fee is because they're paying for a lot of your marketing materials. So, you're going to get, like, for me personally, I signed up with Coldwell Banker Realty. They gave me open house signs, they gave me like 500 business cards. They designed my website, they did a bunch of social media work. Anything that you need for a startup, any advertising, things like that is kind of paid for with the sign up fee. And then it kind of carries over into an office fee that I'm going to talk about later. So those are all of the startup fees that you're going to have to worry about before you start actively working as a real estate agent. And so for me personally, I paid a total of $744 in order to get into real estate, get my license, get licensed, go through everything, and be a certified real estate agent. No, so I kind of recommend that you have around almost $1,000 to get started in real estate. You want to have more than less to go through everything. Make sure you don't have to worry about, oh, can I afford the test? If there's any extra requirements that you have to get done, any like if your sign up fee is a little bit more, I'd say having $1,000 should more than enough cover the startup costs to be a real estate agent. Now, let's get into the monthly costs of being a real estate agent. Believe it or not, it costs money to be a real estate agent. You're not getting paid to be a real estate agent unless you're closing deals, but you do have to pay for certain subscriptions and certain services that every single real estate agent has to use. For example, the most expensive and the most common cost that everyone has to pay for is your office fees. You do have to pay to be in an office. For Coldwell Banker, I pay $97 a month. That covers printing, that covers like any marketing that I have, open house. It covers being in the office. We get a lot of free food, free coffee. It's a nice central location in downtown. You're pretty much always going to have to pay an office fee. And I'd say around $100 is pretty normal talking to other people that I know and different brokerages like Keller Williams, Remax, Coldwell Banker. It's all around $100. Now, on top of that $100 office fee, I also have to pay $50 to be a part of an MLS. Now, an MLS for realtors is kind of like a central hub where you see listings, you see different houses on the market That's where you kind of show your buyers. You send all of your buyers' houses. That's where you list your house. Everything a realtor does is on your local MLS. Like my MLS for Colorado is called RE Colorado, and it's the board that I'm a part of, and it varies district to district, state to state. But I'd say $50 is pretty normal for that. Now, one of the last fees that I pay monthly is my contract fee. Now, what is a contract fee? So, when you are closing real estate transactions, when you're submitting offers, you're going to be sending contracts online. We're not doing print contracts. No one's done print contracts in a while, and it's just really outdated. Everything's easier online. You email it to your clients, everything gets done really fast. Now, the contract service that I use is called CTME contracts, and that is for digital contracts. I think most people in Colorado use CTME, and it's $30 a month. And what it allows you to do is you send contracts to people, you sign everything digitally. Whenever you get a listing agreement, you put it on CTME, it all saves, and it's a $30 a month service, which you do have to pay for. Okay, so adding up my office fee, my MLS fee, and my contracts fee, I pay a total of $177 a month in order to be a real estate agent. Translate that yearly times 12, that is $2,124 in order to be a real estate agent for the year. Now, this is a very, very basic cost, only covering what I need in order to stay active as a real estate agent. There's a lot more that you have to pay for. You pay for a lot of marketing. I do a lot of events that I pay for. Like recently, I just spent almost like $500 on a Zoo Lights event I'm doing this month. There's a lot of extra costs that go into it, but the bare minimum costs that I pay yearly is $2,124. So my very first year in real estate, I spent $2,868 in order to be an active real estate agent. Now, I love to round it, so let's keep that at around $3,000 in order to get into real estate. And that does not include any additional things, like I also ordered extra business cards. I ordered extra Coldwell Banker merch. I paid about $300 to get headshots done. There's a lot of extra costs that go into it. So I would generally say to have about $3,500 to $4,000 saved up in order to become a real estate agent. You just want to be able to cover all of your fees if you made $0 as a real estate agent your first year, which is possible. But if you're working hard, you can definitely earn enough in order to cover your fees. Now, what I advise you to do and what I did my very first year is I always round up the costs that I have for the month. So, for example, I'd say I pay around $200 a month in just real estate fees, right? And then you have other bills you have to pay. Let's say you pay rent, utilities, car insurance, phone bills, like anything like that. I want you to add that on top of your real estate monthly fees and see how much you're paying monthly so that you know how much you need to earn as a real estate agent in order to just stay alive, bare minimum costs. This doesn't include going out. This doesn't include having fun entertainment costs. We're just talking bare minimum, how much you need in order to cover bills, and that'll show you how much money that you need to make your first year in real estate in order just to cover the bare necessities. So when I got into real estate, I was really lucky, and I had about $10,000 saved up that covered my real estate fees, that covered any marketing that I had, and pretty much most of that went into real estate, and it helped me in order to stay alive in the very first year that I was in real estate, which is really hard to do. Now, before we end this video, I just want to let you guys know that you can always reach out to me if you have any more questions about getting started with real estate, staying consistent in real estate, or any questions regarding that type of topic. Now, you can always reach out to me on my Instagram, which I'll link down below. You can always comment on these YouTube videos, or you can email me, which will all be down in the description of this YouTube video. And with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.